Okay, I think we are ready to begin. Thank you guys again for getting on this call this afternoon. We really believe that Neighborhood News is a valuable service for you, and we appreciate you taking the time to walk through this with us. The goal of this training session is for you to understand how to subscribe your people or contacts to Neighborhood News through Moxie Engage. So as you guys know, Neighborhood News is a free monthly market update email sent on your behalf to a targeted group of contacts, which we are going to help you set up today. So this email provides people with relevant housing market statistics and information, all by zip code. And it's branded with your contact information and photo and sent from your Weidel email. Today we are going to take a look at 3 different ways that you can subscribe people to Neighborhood News. And after we go through each way, we will pause and ask for questions at that time. So if you have questions, just make sure to take a note, and we'll make sure to pause and answer questions as we complete each section. And one more time, can you guys just please make sure to mute your phones to avoid the static and background noise? Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started. So you should be able to see my screen right now. I am on the hub, so you should see Weidel, the hub, and the recent video of the Weidel Weekly Update. So to access Neighborhood News, it's found in Moxie Engage, which again will start from the hub. So we are at hub.weidelre.com. First, once you're signed in, you will click on Moxie Engage, which will take you to the Moxie Engage screen. I am on as Weidel admin, so it's showing the manager's portal, so I will have to switch to the agent dashboard. So yours should just come up with this initial agent dashboard. As you see, this is your dashboard. It's kind of like your database. It holds all the information about your people or contact information. It also has some other functionalities as well as a way to implement your calendar, track your goals. And we can discuss all of this at a later date, but for today's training, we are just going to discuss Neighborhood News, which will mainly be working in the People's tab. So again, like I said, there are a few different ways to subscribe people to Neighborhood News. We're going to walk through all 3 of them, and it'll give you a few options and see which one works best for you. So to begin, let's click on the People's tab, and then you're going to click on My People in the drop-down. So I'll wait for it to show up on my screen. So this is a list of everyone, all of my contacts that have been imported into Moxie Engage. Before we go any further, does anyone know if they currently don't have any contacts or any people in Moxie Engage? So you guys all have contacts, it seems like? Okay, if you're having problems with your contacts, you can go ahead and, after this call, email marketing@weidel.com, and Kelly and I can follow up with you and make sure that your contacts get imported correctly. So the first way that we're going to talk about subscribing people is to subscribe people one at a time. So we've created a few test contacts that we're going to use for today's training session. So we're going to pretend like we want to subscribe a test to Neighborhood News. So we find a test in the My People section. We click on their name. This will show up their profile in Moxie Engage. So as you can see, there are lots of capabilities within this page. This will show you a marketing plan for that person. You can also tag them as a prospect. You can tag them as an active client or even with pending transactions. Those are all things that we can cover at a later date. Just wanted to explain some of the functionality and capabilities. Today, again, is all about Neighborhood News. So we're going to be on this left rail, the black rail over here, and you'll see under here it says subscriptions, add subscriptions. You will see that once you add subscriptions, there are 2 options, either neighborhood news, or listing announcements. Again, today we're focusing on neighborhood news. At a later date, we can talk about listing announcements, but again, today is strictly neighborhood news. So you can click on Add Subscription. Once you click on Add Subscription, a few things could pre-populate. So you'll see right now that an email address, kcox@weidel.com, has pre-populated, and this information was given from when we imported our contact. And contacts are imported either through Microsoft 365. You can import them on your phone through your Weidel contact book, or you can add people in Moxie Engage. We'll cover that a little bit later in the training as well, but again, so this will pre-populate from your contact information. This zip code right here can also pre-populate, and that will be from your contact person if you have entered an address in there. So it will pre-populate a zip code for you. For this example, we'll go ahead and add a zip code in there because it wasn't pre-populated. So we'll use Pennington as an example. One note really quick on the zip code. When you're entering a zip code, it's important that you choose the right zip code because this zip code will determine what market information will be sent to your contact person through their email. So it's up to your discretion what you would like to use.
They're doing the zip code behind you.
Can you guys just make sure that your phones are on mute so we're not getting any background noise? Thank you. So once you add in your zip code, again for this example we're going to use the Pennington zip code 08534. You can see that a little preview link will show up right next to it. So if you want to, just to get an idea of what it will look like, you can click on preview. And it will show you an example of something that will be sent. So it has some of the listings in the past 30, 60, or 90 days. It shows you some information about the market and the market activity for the past month, as well as a mortgage calendar. So this, you can close out of this because this was just a preview. But to assign and subscribe them to Neighborhood News, you just make sure that their email and a zip code is in there and click Done. And now you will see up here that it says you have successfully added one subscription to Neighborhood News. An email will be sent out shortly. So since you subscribed this person on June 22nd, it's a little after 2, about 2:15, an email will be sent out very soon. So next month, so July 22nd at about 2:15, another email will go out to them. So an email will be sent out again 1 month following the day and the time that you subscribe to them. So it's not like all emails will go out on the 1st or the 15th, but it's just based on the time that you subscribe to them. So that is how you subscribe one individual to Neighborhood News. And that's just one way to do it. Does anyone have any questions about that method of subscribing people to Neighborhood News?
Not even an hour.
No, it's not going to be an hour.
But there's more, maybe a screen, Mike.
No. Here we go.
See where it says screen.
If you guys don't have any questions right now, we'll go ahead and keep going through the training and walk through another way to add people, which will be kind of like a group upload. So if we don't have any questions at this time, make sure to put your phones back on mute and we'll keep going. So again, the next way, we're going to subscribe more than one person at a time. So you're going to stay again in this people and specifically in My Peoples tab. So you can see up here that there is a select all function. So you can click on the select all if you wanted to subscribe all of your contacts to Neighborhood News. Or if you wanted to maybe pick a few to do it at one time, you can do it that way. So I'm going to go ahead and unselect that box. And I'm going to click on the, let's just do these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 contacts that I want to subscribe to Neighborhood News. So now that they're all selected, I'll go up here to the subscribe tab, click on subscribe, see Neighborhood News, click on Neighborhood News, and this white little bar with Neighborhood News contact information will show up. Again, you can see it kind of line by line. Those are all of the contacts that I have selected. Again, their emails were already pre-populated because that was the email that was associated with their contact information. I don't have any zip codes pre-populated, so I'm going to go ahead and enter those manually. Just one little trick, just to show you guys. Up here it says want to use the same zip code for everyone, enter it here. So I'm going to go ahead, let's say that 5 out of these 6 people, I wanted to use the Pennington zip code of 08534. 08534, so I can add that in there and click set. You can see that it has added the Pennington zip code there, but maybe this last person, Adam Scott, instead of Pennington, I wanted to do maybe a Ewing zip code. You can just change it manually once you've set all of them. So that's just a little trick to maybe make it a little bit quicker for you guys if you are uploading a lot of contacts at one time. So you can just manually go in there and change it and click done. So once you click done, again, that will automatically send out your first Neighborhood News subscription. So again, uploading them in a group can be just as easy as doing it one by one. Does anyone have any questions on how to upload and subscribe people more than one contact at a time?
I have a question.
Yes.
Let's suppose Adam Scott wants a couple zip codes,
Mm-hmm.
not just Pennington, but another zip code as well.
Hi Mike, this is Kelly. You can actually just keep subscribing him. So you would subscribe him once to the one zip code and then subscribe him again to another one and keep doing it until you have all the zip codes that you want. So you just have to go through the process multiple times, but you can subscribe them to multiple zip codes.
Thank you.
You're
Great.
welcome.
Does anyone else have another question before we continue? So again, if you upload multiple contacts at a time, as soon as you send out an email the first time, it will go approximately the same time the next month. So the last way to subscribe them that I want to walk through is similar to the other ones, but you will go to the People's tab again, and instead of going to My People, you'll go to the Overview tab. And here the overview screen is pretty much exactly what you would expect. It's kind of a high glance look at all of the people that you have in your Moxie Engage contacts. So you can see here as a Weidel admin, we have 136 contacts. It says that we have 0 prospects, 0 actives, and 0 pendings. Hopefully you're using Moxie Engage and your numbers look a little different than that. But if you scroll down a little bit, you can see recommended actions. So these are some contacts. Most of them are usually new contacts. And so you can actually subscribe people right from this overview page. So you can see here is Zach. You can click on subscribe. And again, his email is pre-populated, and you can go ahead and add whatever zip code you would like and click done. And just as Kelly mentioned, if you wanted to subscribe him to multiple zip codes, now they will get separate emails, all with those different zip codes, the market analysis for those different zip codes, but you can do that. You would just have to do it again. You can also, in this recommended actions section, you can skip, and it will flash up different recommendations for you of different contacts. So that, again, is just another way that you can add subscriptions, add contacts through the overviews page. Does anyone have any questions on that example or that process?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, there is one more thing that I want to touch on, actually 2 more things. I think it is important for each of you guys to add yourself as a contact and subscribe yourself to Neighborhood News, and for a few reasons. Anytime you're sending out marketing pieces, it's always a good idea to send one to yourself. This will provide yourself with kind of the whole user experience. You'll get to see what your clients or prospects, what they're receiving, and it's a little bit of quality control for you. So I want to go ahead and just walk you through how to add a person and just encourage you guys to subscribe yourself to receive a neighborhood news. It'll be from you, but it will still be a good way for you to kind of see what's going out to your clients and to your prospects. So on that note, I want to make one more mention, and I mentioned it earlier, but when you're adding people in Moxie Engage, it's actually better, and we're not going to do it right now, but it's actually better if you can add a contact through Microsoft 365, or if you can add it through your phone, through your Weidel contact book. Whenever you upload or add a new contact from Microsoft 365 or your phone through your Weidel contact book, it will automatically sync to Moxie Engage. But when you add a person through Moxie Engage, it will not automatically sync back to Microsoft 365 or to your phone. So again, just wanted to let you guys know of that little system, that how everything flows. Again, we're going to add it through Moxie Engage right now just for ease and time, but just wanted to let you know that little functionality step. So again, you could go into add person, and I'm going to add myself. You can fill out as much information as you would like. I'm just going to do right now just my name and email. Right here, add email, and then not going to add anything else at this time, just for time's sake. We're going to click done. So you can see my profile pops up. So again, this is what we showed earlier, where you have the marketing, prospects, actives, pendings. If you again go onto this left rail in the second box, you can see this add subscriptions tab. You click on here, click on neighborhood news. You can see that my email has pre-populated. I'm going to enter the Pennington zip code 08534 and click done. And it says you have successfully added one subscription to neighborhood news. An email will be sent out shortly. So we'll give that just a few minutes, and then I'll go check my email, and I'll actually pull it up for you guys so you can see exactly what it looks like. So let's see if that is in there now. Here it is. So Weidel Real Estate Neighborhood News for Courtney Graham. Again, if you're sending it, this was sent from the Weidel admin account, which is why it says from Weidel Real Estate. This will be from you personally, so your name will show up where it says Weidel Real Estate. So you can see, again, this red bar right up here will have your contact information and your picture. So say neighborhood news. It'll give you a little introduction. Hello, Courtney. With just a little bit of information about what they're going to be receiving. You can see again it has the market pricing, any changes, some recently listed properties. And in this email you can see that there are links so that they can get more information. So I could actually click right here to see more active listings, view trends over a longer period of time, or see pricing trends over a longer period of time too. So just for your information, let's click on active listings. And it will pull up some more information for you. Again, it has listings over the past 30 days. You can click to see past 60 days or even past 90 days. So it does have just a little bit more information for whoever is viewing and receiving it. So again, that might be a good way for you to just kind of practice subscribing to neighborhood news, as well as just so that you can continue to receive neighborhood news and just make sure and be able to monitor a little bit what's going out. Does anyone have any questions on that last little bit that we just talked about before we talk about our last section? Yes.
Yes, what did you click on to get that, we were changing for other properties, other listings?
So that was in the email, the actual email. So I'll pull up the email again. So this is what I received from Weidel admin. So it was under the recently listed. There was a link right down here that said see more active listings in this area. And that's what I pulled up.
Thank you.
Yep. And you can actually do the same thing for, you can see listing trends for the year. So it'll just give you some more information, and it'll pull up, you know, the same information for trends. And then there was another link to see pricing trends too, and it'll pull up the same information. So that was all from the email.
Thank you.
Okay. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is how to unsubscribe someone from Neighborhood News. So each person, each time they receive an email, they will have an option to unsubscribe themselves from Neighborhood News. I'll show you where it is in the email just so you're aware. Pulling up this, the Neighborhood News email again, it's at the very bottom. There are 2 unsubscribe links right there. So they do have the capability to unsubscribe themselves. But say for some reason you need to unsubscribe someone, you can go to your People's tab and click on My People. If you scroll down My People, a nice way to do this is you can see here there's a Sources tab and it has Neighborhood News. So you can actually see everyone that is subscribed to Neighborhood News in here. So let's say that for some reason Daniel Bailey does not want to receive Neighborhood News anymore. You can click on Daniel. It will pull up his profile. Again, you have to go over here and click on Neighborhood News. You can see the history of all of the emails that you have sent him over the past few months. You can see if he's opened it or not. But if you click on this Details tab right here, and if you click on, you can see the email that's being used, the zip code that's being used. You have a chance to preview it. But there's also this More tab right here. You can go down, edit, you can send him another one, or there's an option to remove. So once you click on remove, they will be removed from your Neighborhood News subscriptions. And that is pretty much how you unsubscribe someone from Neighborhood News. Does anyone have any question on that section?
Are we notified of that?
I think so.
Courtney,
Yes.
the question about they can remove us, are we notified when they go and remove themselves?
I don't think that you are notified if they unsubscribe.
Yeah, they are. I just was notified that somebody unsubscribed one of us.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So yes, you are.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just?
Yes, you're notified.
Sorry about that. Did you just receive an email saying that so and so unsubscribed?
Right before I got on the air, it came. I sent it to all my agents, and one of my agents unsubscribed.
Okay.
We did a test.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and it worked. It showed who it was and when they did it. And they did it minutes before 2 o'clock.
Okay. Great. Thank you for that information.
Sure.
So this is Yvonne Harding.
Hello.
I wanted to know if you enter a contact twice, how do you go about deleting them once?
So if you enter a contact in twice, let's get to let's go to My People. Oh, sorry, I'm in on My People. I'm just going to go to New to see all my contacts. Sorry, the screen is being slow. Hold on just one moment. It seems like we lost internet connection for just a minute. But yes, there is a way to remove an additional contact. So I'll show you. It is in that People's tab. We can walk through it. There we go. Now we're back up and running. Okay, so let's go back to, let's see, I just added myself. So I'll go ahead and remove myself. Let's say it was a duplicate or something. You can click on the person that you would like to remove, click on organize, and then there's a remove from engage button. And then you just click on remove. So again, just an important note, it says that it will hide their associated transactions and deactivate all of their subscriptions, but it won't delete them from your email contacts. So then you would click remove and they will be gone from your Moxie Engage. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Okay, if we have no other questions, we will go ahead and get off the call then. What we will do is we can follow up with a PDF of information on how to subscribe people to Neighborhood News, and we'll also follow up with a link to access an archived video file of this training.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys, and if you have any additional questions, just please email marketing@weidel.com.